Terrestrial ecosystems have very close connections with inland freshwater ecosystems. We are here in a flooded forest in the Amazon. This is an example of a forest which has, at this time of the year, which is the rainy season, thousands of fish swimming in the middle of trees. They are eating seeds, they are dispersing and planting seeds all over the place. They are feeding on insects that live on trees. They are very much connected to what happened above the water. And some of the trees now are under the water. So here in this particular location, the river is 12 meters flooding the forest. And this stays for months. And what you see here is not unique of the Amazon. You can go to the Mississippi Delta in the US and you have flooding that lasts for long, long periods of time. The same goes for the Congo Basin, where the Congo River also has long floods, and the same in India with the Ganges and others. Most terrestrial ecosystems have connection with rivers, sometimes big rivers like the Amazon, sometimes small creeks. Sometimes you have these long duration of floods, sometimes you have flash floods that last only for a couple of hours or a couple of days. But the point that I'd like you to take from this chapter is that forests and freshwater inland ecosystems have very close connection. So whenever you think of protecting a river, think of protecting a forest, and vice versa. If you're protecting a forest, it's essential to protect the rivers and the small creeks. And in order to protect both, we have to take an integrated approach. So if we are interested in managing fisheries, it's essential to protect these flooded forests, because that's where fish gets most of its intake of food. And if we want to protect these forests, it's essential to protect the fish, because they disperse the seeds. So I think the ties are very close. If we go to areas where rivers are small, forests that occur alongside rivers that we call riparian forests are very important to create a buffer between agricultural zones and water bodies. These short strips of forest alongside small creeks play a very important role in agricultural landscapes, creating a type of a sponge that sucks pesticides and all kinds of things that agricultural production use in their systems. And we're talking about not only chemical weapons against insects and other kinds of pests and diseases, but also nutrients that oftentimes become a source of contamination of those water bodies. So small forests in agricultural landscapes alongside rivers play also a very important role. There are other kinds of terrestrial ecosystems which are very important to inland freshwater. Take the case of savannas in Central Africa or in Central South America. They play a very important role in the whole watershed of many of the large rivers of those regions. The same goes for the boreal forests, where we have a close interconnection between forests and inland freshwater. So my take-home message to you here is think in an integrated way. Terrestrial ecosystems and inland freshwater are very much connected, and whatever you do in terms of management, in terms of design, you have to incorporate both to the extent that it's possible.